Opening prayer. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and nations, may the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and safely away establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and nations, may the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and safely away establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dalai Dong Warasibe Dran, no Warasibe Gay, Torbo Dong Dom Jin Jimbe Barde Jubarasiba Dom Jeje Zosebe, Mananga Dan Yambe Zimjin Dom Je Dewa Dandi, Dungara Dangdra, Nyurde Lana Meba Yanda Barazobe Sanjo Rumboje, Tobaraza. Dasandra achieve enlightenment. I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the kind rule Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas or yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Ragas and Dakinis and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dhamma, and likewise in the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they deliver us from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they suffer from the sake of happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest and calamity free from attachment and aversion. 7 lamp prayer. I bow down respectively with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathangata state, those who are reaching it at present, and those Tathangata state to come. Through the power of Samanta prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind, are posted to them, multiplying my body as many times as their atoms of the earth. In each atom I visualize as many Buddhas as their atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offering of various pure flowers, flowing garlands, or music, honoring oils, manifesting, laying and fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fine garments, perfume and purple, poured high as momeru, and orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to the Buddhas and make offering to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samanta. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all Buddhas and the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakshika Buddhas, those who have attained Aharaship, those who have entered the path of Aharaship, and all other beings. I request to all great protector and Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as like dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened states. I supplicate these Buddhas intend they pass into Parinirvana to living long fast many eons as their atoms of the earth or benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and prayer, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewed with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as a Buddha fairs. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer outer, inner, and sacred offerings. With my body, word, and all that is visible, please grant me the spirit of realization and enlightenment. Om Gororena, Mandala, Panzamanga, Samanda, Savarana, Samaye Ahom. Equal refuge, honoring of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor Vajradhara, widow adropped. I bow at the feet of Father Jikti Songo. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unliberated nature of mind. Please stand aware of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Manjushri, his wisdom is brilliant like the sun, flew of the clouds of two worlds and perceived the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara as father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60th branch of Haramana speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cut settling of suffering to dispel darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. Supplicated you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 sons of Buddha to dispel darkness of my ignorance. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and praise you, Manjushri. Om Wangeshwaramo, 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 Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade, Om Arapatsanade. Om Arapatsanade, Yone, Kulin, Changwa, Bo, Yishi, Rome, Rabde, Bar, Jektin, Tomo, Minsarwa, Jambara, Yangla, Sanzerdu. Angge, Doje, Shaje, Reisen, Rong, Yinje, Medo, Deje, Pongjong, Ba, Serje, Lembo, Tavere, Jibeke, Shaje jarbe jala izorwande dorjen janjen de lo naroda mabai malai jije gambo ba pamoy juba jorwa indi gombe gaju lama namla zorwande rome jije yen pobrang ne de zom sanje genje ngonye Ransam jiga ngonson donzebe sawe lame jala zorwande. Good morning, everyone. So we're going to practice and meditate a little bit each steps. First, we're going to do cultivate loving compassion bodhicitta. So we meditate step by step, followed by 5-part Mahamudra. So first we cultivate bodhicitta. When we cultivate the bodhicitta, so you have to cultivate the compassion. When you have to cultivate the compassion, we have to cultivate love, because love is the source, cause, and the compassion is the result. Then love meditation, you know, we have to think about this is a cultivating love meditation. So use analytical. We are reborn in samsara, not only this life. So we take so many life, taking birth in samsara, used to every beings are our mothers. Same is in this present mother. So bring our present mother and recognize kindness, and then kindness move to other beings. We wishing all these beings have happiness, or we wishing all mother sentient beings have happiness. And then we next move to compassion. So we cultivate 5 minutes. So we finish love meditation and then I share compassion. So first we cultivate love meditation together. Next, we cultivate the compassion. So all these mother sentient beings used to our parents, loved ones, but due to ignorance, negative emotion, endless suffering in samsara. So we wishing all these our mother sentient beings free from suffering. We cultivate little bit each steps, like think about the harem beings. They are used to our love and the mothers, no, due to anger, harming other beings, negative karma reborn into harems. So endless suffering, heat and cold. So these beings used to our loved ones, mothers, when they are our mothers, they protect us heat and cold. So now they are stuck in the heat and cold, endless suffering. So we wishing them free from suffering, cultivate a little bit harems, and then fear, like kind of more compassion create in the mind for others. Then cultivate hungry gods, or hungry gods extremely hunger and thirsty. So these beings also used to our love mothers. No, due to self-grasping, stingy, so the result appearance, karma imprints take birth in the hungry ghost. So these beings used to our loved ones, when they are our mother, they're taking care of us, food and drinks. So now they are endless suffering, hunger and thirsty. So cultivate that and wishing them free from suffering. And fear like comes strong, connect with them, and the compassion comes, like create compassion for them. And then cultivate animal realms. These animals all is used to our mothers, not due to ignorance, take birth in the animal realm. So these animals used to our mother, they give us educations. What is right, what is wrong, they share us all this, giving us, teachings, sharing us, giving education. So now due to ignorance, our mothers stuck in the animal realm. So we wishing them free from animal realm, cultivate free from that suffering, create a fear, strong connect with the compassion for in the animal realm. Then cultivate human beings. This human being always used to our mother, loved ones, not due to attachment, take birth in the human beings. Endless suffering is birth, old age, sickness, and death. So never satisfy. So much desire. So wishing them free from this suffering. When they are our mother, used to their mother during that time, they take care of us. So not due to attachment, endless suffering in human beings, wishing them free from suffering. Then cultivate the jealous God's realm. All these jealous God's realm also used to our love and mothers. When they are our mothers, they protect us, but no, due to jealousy, mental jealousy, and reborn to hungry, jealous God's realm, and then they're, due to jealousy, they're always hurting each other, create anger. So never have a peace and joy, wishing them free from suffering. Then cultivate God's realm also. The God's realm beings used to our mothers due to pride they take birth in the God's realm. So when they die and losing everything, the extremely death sufferings. So wishing them free from suffering. We cultivate each section a little bit and just maybe 3 minutes each one. So 3 minutes hair ramps, 3 minutes hungry gods, 3 minutes animals, 3 minutes human beings, and then 3 minutes jealous gods and the gods ram. Or you want to more longer in the other one ram also okay. So use this, object of 6 ram, cultivate compassion. Then this 6 ram object really help us arising compassion our mind. Truly, you cultivate this. I don't know really we can benefit to the lower realms, but arise compassion our mind. So use this object liberating us. So then if you really strong connect with them, of course, then we can benefit to them too. Because everything is dependent. Nothing's independent. It's always connections each other. So using this meditation focus with the lower realms is the point is we create compassion. When you see the suffering beings arise compassion. So not easy compassion arise, someone has everything's great. If you are the higher level realizer, then of course the compassion comes all this sentient beings economically. It's the same. Maybe more compassion, God's realm or jealous God's realm than hungry gods and animal realms. So if someone has a higher level practice and really recognize some defect of samsara, but our beginner meditator always easily arise compassion who is suffering. So that's why focus more maybe lower realms, cultivate the compassion, wishing them free from suffering. We meditate so 12 minutes compassion. this practice compassion. So we can use also another method. It's called Tongling. So when you inhale, first you think about all these beings in front of you, our loved ones, mothers, or heat-treated ones, or you visualize someone negative person in the world. So that kind of beings in visualize in front. Then when you inhale, the mentally with inhale taking their the grasping, that this all beings grasping, taking in with inhale into your body, and then you visualize that here the inhale is same as like oil, gasoline oil falling into your body, and you visualize in your navel level there the heat is a kind of fire flame. So the gasoline oil touch to the fire flame, all these beings self-grasping, taking into dissolve to your fire flame. So burning all other beings, self-grasping. So also, of course, our grasping and all our loved ones. If you can go more higher level and then visualize our heat-treated ones, especially for negative beings, they're grasping or is taking into with the inhale and burning in your navel level. So that heat is come out with the exhale. Heat is wish, love and compassion. So go to with exhale for other beings, healing them, healing other beings. They're receiving the love and the compassion. So we free from their grasping. And there is also another method, practice compassion. So when you practice compassion, always with mantra is great. You can chant Om Benza Sato Hom or Om Mani Padme Hum mentally. So first I share with you, is with wishing all these harams suffering. When you chant mentally Vajrasava mantra or Om Mani Padme Hum, either is works. So you can visualize the Chinreza or Vajrasava and the crown of you, and the nectar falling to your body with your mantra, and all anger is purifying, wash away from your body into my mind. Then comes this nectar falling into all this the harem beings, so then purify their karma and free from their suffering. Chant the mantra together. So the follow same is other realms. Chanting the mantra and create the visualize this Buddha following the this nectars falling in your body. Sometimes you do the shower, also chant the mantra is great. So this way is all the time you can use anytime. And then also I'm just sharing you right now is a Tongli meditation. Sometimes like you see someone suffering, then you can use that object. You can create a compassion. You can create your practice. So visualize that person's the suffering is causes is self-grasping. So inhale, chant the mantra, and you know what I say, like this grasping, burning into your heart, sending love and the compassion to that person, giving healing for that person. So we visualize, meditate, and that is another special method to create a love of compassion. It's more powerful when you do the Tongling is. So your breath also become useful. And so we do the Tongling meditation, maybe 5 minutes. That's okay. Today we just practice, little bit each sections. Okay, so we meditate Tongling, followed by your breath. Usually the Tonglen taking the suffering, but when Khenpo Rinpoche shared the Gachin Rinpoche, Tonglen, you cannot think about the suffering. You have to take causes of the suffering. So causes of suffering is grasping. So that's why suffering is already, result. We cannot change. We have to taking them causes of suffering. Causes of suffering is self-grasping. That's why visualize this being's self-grasping is taking into your body and burning the self-grasping. Meditate. Okay, so when you meditate Tongling, you also can visualize yourself as a Buddha, deity. So it's depending which Yadam deity you have strong connection. You can visualize of that deity. Then you can use that mantra and inhale and exhale. So you can use, I think, 2 different Buddha's mantras. I do that. It's for help for me. When I inhale, it's taking self-grasping other beings, purifying. It's I chant the Vajjasa Om Benjasa Om Benjasa Om mentally. So then purifying self-grasping. And then exhale is sending healing, love and compassion. Is chant visualize Chinreze Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So you can use, I think, 2 Buddha's mantra, or you can use 3, or you can use 1. I think that's always, it's depend the individual, maybe help you. Inhale chanting Vajjasava mantra. Wow. Okay, so inhale Vajjasava, visualize Vajjasava, and purify your all this self-grasping and other beings self-grasping, burning in your navel. So then during the burning time, also you can visualize Minjushiri or Pema Sambhava too. So Minjushiri is wisdom. The fire is you can, visualize this wisdom, burning the self-grasping. And then X here is compassion, love, healing. So you use Chinreze mantra, saying the Om Mani Padme or mentally chanting all these mantras. So that's up to you. So didn't say anything in the book. So sometimes I does that way. It's kind of this Buddhas also bring to my mind is more powerful. Changed also perceptions too. So this 6th round is actually our perceptions. And then strong karmic imprints is we have this, human being right now. We are human being. But actually, each moment we can be any realms, these 6 realm beings. The supplication Tara, the word says, we are lost in unwholesome world in samsara. So we are lost in samsara. Each moment we are lost. If you have anger and you are in hell realm beings, you are lost in hell realm beings. You have a strong, stingy, and attachment, you are lost in hungry ghost. So we know knowing cause and effect to create a negative karma, we are lost in animal realms. When we have strong attachment, we are lost human beings. So then you have pride, you have God's realm, you are lost in God's realm. You have jealousy, and you are jealousy gods. So this, each moment we can lost in samsara. So that's why it's a Tongling meditation. You visualize Buddha and you see some beings suffering. And then it's purifying, each our karma. So someone is anger, ourself is anger, you recognize and do Tongling meditation. We are purifying Harem's karma. So ourselves is deluded, so strong self-grasping, and then we recognize and meditate Tongling or Yadam deity or chant mantra, whatever we do, practicing something, we recognize. This is we purifying their hungry ghost karma. So follow same idea, other realms. It's each moment we can purify our karma. We can free from these 6 realms. Each moment we can go 6 realms. So that's why, this different meditation really helps you mindful. So next we go to bodhicitta. Bodhicitta meditation is more deeper than love and compassion, because the love and compassion is the cause, result is bodhicitta. So now we really recognize seeing all these six around beings suffering is no any place have perfect happiness. So now we recognize all these beings used to our loved ones and the mothers. So what we have to do, what our job? So our job is we have to liberating them, liberating ourselves, liberating for other beings. So that's called bodhicitta. Now we really wanted to liberating these beings free from samsara. And that's called bodhicitta. Then bodhicitta has two, aspiring bodhicitta. With one thing is aspiring, with action is engaging bodhicitta. So today you wanted to come into the zone and the practice. That is aspiring. We already have aspiring. So now we are in the engaging and the meditating, you listening, sharing, teaching. This is part of the six paramita. So engaging bodhicitta. So this bodhicitta is then causes of Buddha. Or the Buddha is come from bodhicitta. Buddha is embodiment of bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is a precious mind, very, very hard to arise, because we not really recognizing defect of samsara. We don't know all these beings used to our loved ones, mothers. We don't know our responsibility. So now cultivate love and compassion, we recognize our responsibility, recognize all these beings used to our mother. We have big responsible. So now we wanted to wishing them, wanted to liberate, free from samsara. That's mind is precious, not easy to arise. Even arise in your within in the moments. It's very powerful. Bodhicitta means. So we cultivate bodhicitta a little bit. First, change our intentions. Next, step by follow the practice Yadam deity and Guru Yoga. So we visualize Yadam and then Guru. So supplication to the Guru, Yadam deity, supplication to the Guru. Then go to Mahamudra teaching. So today, Mahamudra Guru Yoga, Yadam deity have to go together. So I'm going to share with you and the Shamata with Mahamudra. We can go, I think, that direction. Is this Milarepa's song of realization. This last week we share the Milarepa meet with the shipper, right? Shipper or shipper, right? Shipper. Okay, so the shipper, young boy, he asked questions to Milarepa. Milarepa giving answer, explain, blessing to him. So this actually Milarepa's activity benefiting. For my understanding is, I don't think so the shipper, the young boy has that ability to ask these questions. He can giving like what his experience to Milarepa, but looks like Milarepa has power and blessing to this boy. So that's Milarepa wanted to share us for future his followers. That he need conditions. This boy has their conditions. He has less negative karma, and he has a connect with the Milarepa. So the Milarepa recognized that, and Milarepa sharing these teachings is actually he sharing for all the future disciples, not only that specific person. So then he need conditions have to come. Someone ask question or someone has this condition create. So then he have this teachings comes. When Buddha Shakyamuni shared the Heart Sutra, he was in the Samadhi meditate, Buddha Shakyamuni. He blessing to Chinrezig and blessing to Shariputra. Shariputra asked this question to Chinrezig. Chinrezig give all these answers to Shariputra. So the Heart Sutra truly is a Samadhi meditation in the absolute true reality when you're into that natural state. So then that comes to words is, we right now what we have. So Buddha Shakyamuni, he truly, when he ready to share this teaching, he are in the Samadhi meditation. He not in, subject and object conceptual thoughts, no discussion like our perception or ordinary people thinking like discussions there. So he are into nature, and then this, due to his blessing, Shariputra and the Chinrezig discussion, this Heart Sutra, it's called blessing teaching. Actually, Shariputra is historically, he's not the Bodhisattva, he's not realizer, he's the Theravada tradition, Hinayana tradition, Arhat. So Arhat's capacity is limited. So he has only realized the, what is called this? His realization is selflessness of a person. So who has a selflessness of a personal realization, they cannot ask these questions to, someone. But due to Buddha's blessing, that naturally Shariputra has this ability to ask questions to Chinrezig. So if someone asks these questions to Chinrezig, must have to have realized Mahamudra. So, but Shariputra didn't have that realization. He has only realization, selflessness of person, not selflessness of phenomena. So the Chinese give these answers to Shariputra, but Chinese also Buddha blessed. Otherwise, they don't. His ability not have that level. That usually some teachers share that way. I don't know. So could be that right. Could be maybe still not right. We don't know. So same, this last way we shared the Milarepa, and this young boy asked questions, Milarepa, also blessing Milarepas. So that's why he has ability to ask questions. Then when we practice, meditate, always have a different method. This one is another special method. What Milarepa guided this boy, and then, that method is Shamata, is going into Mahamudra level. Kind of more Mahamudra's preliminary practice is that Shamata meditation. So when we share the Mayamika teaching, have another way to taking into the Heart Sutra meditation. Heart Sutra is Mahamudra. So the different ways taken into the Mahamudra, Heart Sutra meditation. And then this one is Milarepa's, his, sharing his practice, I think method taken into Mahamudra is have a different method. So we go to that and we can, I can share and we can practice. Which chapter that one? 12. Milarepa. So can you share each other? You have it right in the phone?
We all have it actually.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah, look.
12, 13. We don't have it. We don't have it. 6.
Song of Yogis Joy. And Milarepa and their figures. I don't know this one. Not that one.
This one.
What
Khenpo,
is this?
Daniela has it posted in the chat room.
The shepherd's
Chat room?
for mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Daniela has it there. It's the Shepherd's Search for Mind,
Okay.
chapter 12.
Go to downloads.
Al principio, the shepherd's search for mind.
I have that. I download, but still, I don't know where the goes.
You want me to send it to you?
No, it's actually here. Okay, yeah, I get. Okay.
Gracias.
You got it, no?
I see. Okay, now I get. Gypsy Milarepa 13, right?
12.
Or 12?
Well,
So at the bottom of page 4 is when he meets the two young shepherds.
You have it in Milarepa Songs 2.
Which one?
Milarepa Songs 12 and 13 video.
12 is,
Yeah, I can remember, it's like the two shepherds came and then one left and then. So it's about 4 pages into chapter 12.
this is a page 15.
Page number.
Yeah, it doesn't have.
Yeah, but it's, you can, your phone, I don't know, it's a computer can see top there, page 5, 4.
It's 15 pages.
Yeah, 15 pages.
Yeah.
So then, which one is there?
Page 4, you said, Nick? Because I was
Yeah,
there.
page, if you're starting at.
I sincerely appeal to my guru who realized true of.
So in the middle of page 4, Khenpo, is when the two shepherds are there and where you're
Okay.
talking about the instructions that he gave the
Hmm.
one boy.
These songs give the couple unshakable faith in Milarepa. Not it,
That's the couple, that's before the shepherds.
Yeah.
That's before the.
that before, yeah.
Yeah, we did, this is what we did.
So it's not the couple, it's after the couple?
Yes, yes.
One
So-
day, two young shepherds came to him.
Yeah.
It's just after that paragraph.
The couple then said,
So, yeah, that's it. So it's page 4.
Page 4 in the middle.
Yeah. And this song is Milarepa did for, and then up there is did the song is for two old people, right? Two couples.
For a couple.
Yeah, couples. They adopted Milarepa as their son. So Milarepa denied it. Why he denied it that? The reason is anyone knows why he denied? The Milarepa replied, as the sun and the moon never stop to breaking one small place. So I devote myself to the welfare of all sentient beings. I cannot therefore become a member of your family. I think that is the best reason, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he said, sun and the moon never only stay in the one village, goes whole world. So he cannot stay only one couple's family. He's belong to all sentient beings. So he said he have to benefit all mother sentient beings. That's why he didn't accept that. So then one day, two young shepherds come to him. The younger one asked, "Dear Lama, have you a companion?" Milarepa replied, "Yes, I have." Who is he? His name is Friend Buddha Buddhihat. Where is it known? In the house of the universal seats consciousness. What do you mean by that? My own body. The elder boy then said, "Lama, we had better go, as you cannot guide us." But the younger one said, "Do you mean this consciousness is mine itself, and that the physical body is the house of the mind?" Yes, that is correct. So Milarepa said correct. The point is here, see, younger one has connections, Milarepa, older one no any connections, spiritual. So if no connections, then even Buddha's effort to front of us, all these yogis, realizers come to with us, we don't recognize. Because due to our ignorance, so negative karma is so strong. And this young boy has connections, older boy no connections. Young boy, he has connections, that's why he asked these questions. And Milarepa giving answer, see, older boy no make sense for him. He don't want to wasting time with him. So young boy see something very special there. So that's why he asked question again. And I told you, it's Milarepa's blessing to this boy and have connections too. So he has these connections. Milarepa ready to share this method for us. So then he needs someone, connection. So in this, right now we're sharing here, going, is someone going to meditate Mahamudra, the before Mahamudra. So we have to follow this preliminary package, searching our mind. If we don't found or search, if we don't recognize or we found our mind, then cannot introduce natural mind. So this is the method. It's a very special way Milarepa, have this blessing to boy and ask these questions. Is searching the mind. So usually we use Shamata, Vipassana, and there's also intellectually Vipassana teaching to investigate a mind. This one is called special yogi's way instruction searching the mind. Then philosophically, searching the mind is followed by Vipassana intellectual meditation. It's followed by science level, scientist level. And this one is really good for, our this kind of time, and especially for meditate or lay practitioners, because we don't have much time to focus the Buddhist philosophy and intellectually searching your mind. So it's take long time and actually too much for just this kind of time. If you wanted to follow that direction, then whole life we have to put in the effort for philosophy level to study intellectually, finding the mind, investigating. But this one is a very special method for the, I just told you, and for us, and in this kind of time, especially for lay practitioners. So it's a yogi way to looking the step by in the Mahamudra. The boy continues. We know that although a house usually belongs only to one person, many people can enter it. So we always find a number of people living in one house. In the same way, is there only one mind in the body, or are there many? So his asked question is very, good way, like we have these dots. So usually we think, not usually, just depend the individual. Some people think many minds in there. Some people think only one mind is there. So truly only one mind in the body, or just going on with us, one mind. But lots like they have many mind, because our mind is followed by these different senses. So faculties, you follow by eye faculty, then eye consciousness. You follow by ear's faculty, right? Faculty. Yeah, faculty. Then it's song consciousness. So you eat, taste is then what is called tongue faculty, right? Faculty. And so body's faculties, and then song, eyes, all these different six consciousness in the body, looks like. But this boy thing is they have, ask question, they have six or one. It's they're actually only one, but it's too fast. Mine is very fast. That's why it looks like we have six. Is sometimes the teachers share example is one house has 6 windows. So in the house has one monkey, crazy monkey is so fast running. And then someone looking outside, they have 6 monkeys in the house because each window shows a monkey. Actually only one monkey is too fast. So truly we have only one mind. You really focus on song, you don't see an object. You know, you are so strongly focused with something object, you don't hearing. Yeah. Do you have that experience? Yes. Yeah, we all have this experience, right? We focus on one object, you don't hear that song.
Yeah, when I'm hungry, I don't talk to me.
Okay. So anyway, we have only one mind. So this boy says, do you have one mind or many? So yes, Milarepa, what he going to say? Answer is there only one mind in the body or there are many? If there are many, how do they live together? So whereas true, whether there is only one mind in the body or many, you had better find that all by yourself. So Milarepa said, you have to find yourself. He talks, but then boy here, okay, he goes home and just no benefit. Milarepa said, you have to find. River one, I will try. So he said he's going to try. So the point is we have to really think we have one mind or many mind in our body. So you have to close eye and investigate. Meditate. So this boy did. And someone going into Mahamudra meditation, so usually this is the training, Mahamudra training, first step. This point, the boys took they leave and went home. So he went to home, the boy. Next morning, the younger boy returned and said to Milarepa, of course, the younger one, he has connection. Older one, no any connection with the spiritual, so he cannot come back. Younger one, he come back, said to Milarepa, dear Lama, last night I tried to find out what my mind is and how it works. So this boy, he tried really hard what happened because it's due to Milarepa blessing. And Milarepa wanted to do this way, you know. When you hear this teaching, we have to practice this. Finding the mind, what's going on. They have many or one or what this boy is searching the mind. We have to do this. I try to find out what my mind is and how it works. I observed it carefully and find that I have only one mind. So he really investigated, looking. There's many consciousness or only one consciousness. So he found only one consciousness in there. Only one mind. Even though one wants to, one cannot care this mind. So even though one wants to, one cannot care this mind. If you wanted to care them, only we have one mind. So you wanted to hold that or you want to care, cut. Yeah, you cannot do anything. You cannot care that mind. Because it's no physical, right? This mind is there, but it's emptiness. So that's why you researching, investigating, you cannot hold, you cannot get. So I heard that, you know, scientists also says minds no exist.
Who said?
Scientist.
Science.
So they said their mind is a brain. They're confused. Mind cannot be brain. You know, dead people also has a brain, right? So then dead person has a consciousness? No, right? See? So usually, Garjin Rinpoche also use this method sharing. He always say mind is the same as electricity. So The brain is the same as this light bulb. And the brain is this computer, laptop. And the electricity is the same as mind. So what you're seeing is only this in the computer and the light bulb. So light bulb and this computer, you cannot say electricity, right? It's different. That's why the brain is, we cannot be mind. Without the brain, then mind, no conditions. Because you have electricity, without these light bulbs, you cannot show, the lights in the house. So that's I think it's just easy to way we understand. I have only one, even though on 1 to 1 cannot carry the mind. However much one wishes to dismiss it. What means dismiss? Means like smash?
Dismiss, to get to throw it away.
No, or throw it away. It will not go. It's true, right? You want to, like, your mind is like throw away, go away, because I don't want you. I don't want you control me. So you want to go away, it's never go away. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, never go away, right?
Yes.
Okay, you cannot throw away. That's why we are stuck here. The monkey cannot throw out from the home. It will not go away. So if one tries to catch it, it cannot be grasp. Grasp means hold, right? Nor can it be held by pressing it. So you try to hold your mind, you cannot hold. Because it's no physical form, so we know we cannot hold our mind. So who can hold the mind? It's only meditators, right, can hold the mind. We can hold the mind, maybe use shamatha technique some moments. You focus with the breath, focus with the object. You can hold the mind maybe some certain times. But otherwise, not possible you can hold your mind. Then, of course, like high realized meditator is looking in the suchness nature, be in the natural states. So they're always in the nature, so mind is subdued. There is no more consciousness. It's called natural mind. Consciousness is follow the thoughts, follow the object is called consciousness. When you are no follow the thoughts, no follow the objects, I think be in the true nature is called natural mind. So natural mind, consciousness is dependent, right? You think so? Okay, so if follow the object, then it's consciousness. So you turn off, shut down objects, only be in the subject. But you cannot say subject without object. It cannot be subject, but subject is also, the word is incorrect, but kind of like, into the subject, no create any object, is called natural mind. So that's why all these beings has a Buddha nature, because who has a conscious, then nature is a Buddha nature. Has Buddha nature. Every beings have Buddha nature.
Khenpo, you're saying that are you saying that we can't say that a subject exists on its own, that the subject is only defined by the object?
Yeah.
The object is only defined by the subject, the relationality.
Yeah, there's a dependent, the subject and the object.
Right.
Yeah.
That dialectic.
So you cannot really say without the object and the subject. This too is dependent. You don't have a right, you cannot have left. But it's their own nature is there. So you have to be in that nature. It's called Buddha nature. Okay, so try to catch it, cannot grasp it, nor can it be held by pressing it. So we have to use this method. This is the meditators sharing for use this technique to before introduce natural mind. Very important this part. So you really have to meditate this thing about my mind have many or one. So then where is it going? Where is it located? What is thinking? So that kind of you have to always like searching your mind. If you want it to remain, it will not stay. So your mind wanted to be remain in there. He don't want it to stay. You want to kick out, he don't want to go. You want to hold, you cannot hold. Right or no? Yeah. Okay.
Can't keep the crazy monkey.
Yeah, you cannot keep. You will not. It will not stay. If you release, it will not go. Then you say, please go. Okay, I cannot. So same as like no good behave kids. We say sit down, they don't sit down. Then we say please go out, they don't go out. So you try to hold, you cannot hold. So same, your mind is crazy. You cannot do anything with that without the shamatha techniques. You try to gather it. It cannot be picked up. So gather it means collecting, pick up, but you cannot pick up. Because it's no physical, any object that you cannot pick up, you try to see it, it cannot be seeing. So then you really wanted to see who you are, you don't really see who you are. Then who can see who you are? The mind is meditators, Mahamudra meditators, not Shamata meditators, so-called Vipassana meditators. Because that's why seeing, Vipassana is called seeing meditation, right? So seeing means you seeing your mind. Shamatha, we never say seeing your mind. Shamatha just controlled your mind. Then, of course, seeing mind is Mahamudra. Vipassana is the philosophical tradition, the highest level teaching is Vipassana. Mayamika, philosophical. And then yogi's path is Mahamudra. It's both a seeing mind. So this is the yogi's path. And before seeing the mind, you use this technique, searching the mind. Cannot be seen. You try to understand it. It cannot be known. You really wanted to know the mind, you really don't know. That is really hard, we recognize. So all these scientists is confused. All these philosophy people are confused because they wanted to know, but they don't really recognize. But actually very simple to know, but it's created complicated. Too simple, too easy is too complicated. That's why we don't know it. We usually say if bug is there, you're using the ox to try to carry the bug. So that's what we're doing, That's why you don't recognize the mind. It's too subtle and always within us, we using method is totally wrong way. So this boy is using method is correct. Other orders, many philosophical teachings and different traditions, and all these scientists are confused. They cannot see, they don't recognize. You try to understand, it cannot be known. If you think it is an existing entity and cast it off. If you think it is in existing, right? entity and cast it off means you think it is truly existed, but it's go away, no exist. I think so. This word is. So, yeah, you think mind is there, it exists. I can hold, I can touch, or you can see something. You think that, but it cannot, because no exist. It's off. It will not leave you, but then you think it's no exist, but not leave you. Always there. So that's why we get confused. Usually, the scientists dealing and philosophical people dealing is wrong way to investigating mind. This is the right way to investigating your mind. If you think that it is non-existent, then you think, oh, mind is not exist. You fear it turning on, running on, right? Fear it running on means it's there, right? Correct? If you think, oh, mind is not exist, but then its mind is there again, you cannot say no exist. So that's why you cannot say exist, you cannot say no exist, no exist, no neither. It's hard. That is the hardest one. It will not leave you. If you think that is no existing, you fear it running on. It's something eliminating ever. So that is the mind. Eliminating means something going on there, right? Always there. Presently, clearly. So we usually say mind nature is clarity. So eliminating ever. So if you really meditate, it's ever. Wide awake. See, wide awake, understanding everything. Body didn't have this capacity. Mind has this capacity. So if mind is not there, then how can we ever and wide awake? Yet incomprehensible. What meaning is incomprehensible?
Unable to be understood, unable to be comprehended, incomprehensible.
It's
beyond thinking, understanding.
Yeah, beyond the right, we cannot.
Beyond comprehension, beyond understanding.
In short, it is hard to say what their mind really is. Very hard to say which kind of mind is really, what is going on. You really cannot pinpoint. You cannot give a label anything there. So if something exists, you can give a label. If no exists, you can give labels, the names or something, but you really cannot give anything there. Really, please be kind enough to explain the meaning of the mind. So please give me instructions to really supplication to Milarepa to giving suggestion what is going on. In response, Milarepa song. So Milarepa giving the responding to this boy. This boy is all this ask questions to Milarepa. I mean, giving his not really question him what he fear and the thoughts sharing to Milarepa. It's Milarepa's blessing through him. So Milarepa just pointed we have to follow this idea to meditate Mahamudra. This is the preliminary Mahamudra practice. Then Milarepa giving to teaching, sharing to him, listen to me. He said, listen to me, dear shepherd, the protector of sheep. What means protector of a sheep means?
Man, you're protector of the sheep.
Oh, he protector of the sheep. Yeah. By merely hearing about Sugata's test, sweetness cannot be experienced. sweetness,
Sugar's taste.
The sweetness of it.
sugar taste cannot experience, right?
Yeah.
Someone who don't have sugar, and someone explain the sugar, then that person can get experience or no? If you don't eat, you don't get experience. So the point of Milarepa saying, if you don't meditate, I cannot sharing is you don't get. So no way using these teachings, if we don't practice, we don't get. The point is, Milarepa, the point of Milarepa, he said he cannot show you. He cannot give it to you if you don't do. The same is, Telopa told Naropa, I cannot show you. You have to discover your own nature. That's why he hit the shoes his head, Naropa's head, right? We heard that stories many times. So it's the same, Milarepa, he said, he cannot give to you. Sweetness cannot be experienced. So without you, if you don't practice. What is the T? I say though one's mind may understand what is sweetness is, it cannot experience directly. So you cannot directly experience your own natural mind. Only the trunking, what is it? Trunking know it. It cannot experience directly, only the trunk can know it. In the same way, one cannot see in full the nature of a mind. So someone cannot really fully see in nature of mind, not possible. Though he may have a glimpse of it. So some kind of experience it, right? You practice, you get some kind of experiences. If it has been pointed out by others, if one relies not on this one glimpse, so means like someone cannot point your glimpse means experience, right?
Yeah. Like a look, like a quick
little bit of that experience.
So they can get experience or no? You mean?
No.
Someone sharing cannot get experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do something, you can get some experience. Someone sharing you cannot get experience. But point is like telling you, explain the Tibetan trauma. Example, trauma is like some small pieces of in the underground, and we collect that, eat in the New Year days, special food. I share with you. You don't get that taste. So you eat, then you get that taste, experience. So point Milarepa, he talk, you cannot get experience. You do, you get experience. So we meditate, practice, we can get experience. But we hear the teachings only, not enough. If it has been pointed out by others, if one relies not on this one's glimpse, but continue searching for the nature of mind. So Milarepa told him, continue, keep going, don't give up. What you did is good, but not still enough. So that's what we have to understand. When we have these teachings, it's good, but still not enough. Dharma, you don't need is satisfy. Samsara, we need to satisfy. Okay?
No, what do you mean? What does that mean?
That means like Dharma practice, if you have satisfied, you not keep going. Samsara activity, you must have to have satisfy. Okay, I'm enough. Satisfied, right?
You mean samsaric activities?
Yeah, like you just jobs, like you think, okay, today what I have, I'm good. So
You
this,
have enough chocolate and you feel satisfied.
yeah, satisfied. You have chocolate is good, then you're satisfied.
So Dharma
You don't have satisfied, then you always hunger and thirst is, you have become same as hungry ghost, right? In the samsaric level. So we need the samsaric level, we need to satisfy. That is true Zambala. Yeah. And then this practice dharma, you cannot have satisfy. So the point is, samsaric beings is other way. Samsaric activity never satisfy. Practice dharma, then say, okay, I'm good already. I'm joy, I'm meditate, I'm really feel good, I'm enough. So that is a wrong idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we cannot have satisfy. Practice dharma. He said, keep going. He will see it fully in the end. Then you can see. Dear Shifer, in this way you should observe your mind. So the boy then said, in that case, please give me the prompting or instruction. And this evening I will look into it. So see, this boy also blessing by Milarepa, he discussion with Milarepa. He is the boy is representative for us. Okay, so Milarepa is representative enlightened beings. Then I shall return tomorrow and tell you the result. So he said, I'm going to tell you tomorrow what happened. I'm going to keep going again, search again. Milarepa replied, very well, great. When you get home, try to find out the color of the mind. Is it white, red, or white? What is its shape? It is oblong or round or what? Also try to locate it where in your body it differs. So Milarepa asked to him to do this. Suggestion is. So this we have to use in people who go to retreat have to use this technique. So searching the mind. Some people does monthly use this technique. This is a part of Shamata. This is a part of the Vipassana intellectual. So that's why this is I told you the yogi's pathway to finding this combined together, Vipassana and Shamata. The next morning, when the sun rose, the shepherd drove with the sheep before him and come to Milarepa, who asked. So he come back again. Did you try last night to find out what the mind is like? So Milarepa asked question him, did you practice what I share with you? The boy replied, yes, I did. What does it look like? So Milarepa give answer questions him, where it is limpid. What means limpid means?
Not rigid, like soft.
Limpid means clear, like water that you can see through.
Limpid, okay. That's good. See through, right? Same as glasses. Okay, so limpid. Lucid. Lucid is okay. Limpid, lucid, the same meaning. Moving is moving. Unpredictable. So mind is unpredictable. And ungraspable. That means like
Not able to grasp.
can't apprehend.
Can't grab it.
Yeah, it has no color or shape. That's that mind didn't have a color. Mind didn't have a different kind of form and shapes. So Milarepa asked him to search it, like mind has a white color, red color, black color, what kind of color has. Milarepa asked him to investigate which kind of shape mind has. So he said, no color, no shape. When it associated with the eyes, see, minds go with eyes, associated with eyes. It sees, then that time sees objects. When with the ear, it hears. When go with the ears, then they hears the song. So if mind is really focused with the object, you don't hear. If it's even songs that you don't hear. If mind is really strong with, ear, you don't see. Everything is there, but you don't see. So that's why it's only one mind. It hears. When with the nose, it smells. When with the tongue, it tastes and talks. So then talk. And when with the feet, it walks. Wow. So we feet with the mind and walking. The mind just is like does everything, right? Same as this, we talked electricity. Because long as electricity is there, so you can do everything in your laptop and the computer. So without electricity, nothing going to do anything. Then you cannot do two things same time in the laptop and the computer, right? You cannot do two things same moment. You can do fast, one after another, but you cannot do two things exactly same moment. They always has something between. So the same, mind also does things that cannot do two things same moment. It's too fast, but we think, can do two things in the, laptop, you can work in two things, but actually they each has like gaps, not same timing to work together. If the feet, it works. If the body is agitated, right? The mind too is stirred. Stirred. What means?
When you take a straw or a stick and you put it in the water and
yes,
you stir it around.
Stirred. Yes.
Turn it around.
Yeah.
Swirls.
Normally, the mind directs the body. So mind direct to the body. Yeah. So mind is the same as I think in this. When you use your laptop, is arrow, the pointing arrow. The pointing arrow use everything. So the same is the mind. Use the body, direct the body. When the body is in good condition, the mind can comment it well. So means like body has all these good conditions, mind is be with their taking care, right? Happy and be with that body. Yes? Comment means, I think.
Comment means to tell the mind what to do.
Direct it. So if the body is in good condition, the mind can tell it what to do easily. And
Yeah.
the body will follow the
I see.
command of the body.
But when the body become old, then decayed or bereaved, the mind will leave it behind without a thought, as one throws away as a stone after cleaning oneself. So mind is really bad, right? When he need, he use our body, but mind really don't need, he just throw away. And then goes, he don't beg to look into us. So the point is, when we die, then body is nothing important there. See, mind is already gone. He don't care about the body, anything. The mind is very realistic and adaptable. Means like you can use everything, right?
It can change to any situation.
Any situation, yeah?
Practical.
Yeah, so it's a good politician, mind. Yeah. So you cannot really trust your mind until you subdued. If you subdued your mind, then you can trust. But until that, you cannot trust your mind. You cannot trust a monkey, crazy monkey. Because you have really good object in your home, you put crazy monkey into your home, you go out, you can trust that or no for monkey? No, right? So you cannot trust a crazy monkey. Same, you cannot trust your crazy mind. On the other hand, the body does not remain coital.
Why?
Quiet or submissive.
Does whatever you want it to do.
So mind does, right? A body does, yeah?
Body does not stay under the mind's command.
Why not stay the mind's comment?
Why?
Body, yeah. Other hand, body does not remain quiet or submissive. So know exactly what mind want, always the body does. You know, mind never want the body get sick. But the body didn't have a choice because of 5 elements. You know, all this 5 elements is contradict each other. Not easy to get balance. And
What's the 5 elements?
so it's the Aryan Deva, he has middle way teaching. He said this crazy 5 snakes put in the one cage, they're not going to be, you know, peacefully stay together. Same, you know, our body has 5 elements. That is the same as the 5 crazy snakes be in the one box together. So it's very hard to get balance like your body because it's 5 elements like contradict each other. If the 5 elements not get balance, you get sick. So he says it's amazing because your body is balanced. These 5 contradict 5 elements, you know, space, earth, fire, wind, water. So this all be together. No, you know, the big balance is incredible, he says. So that's why, you know, mind always wanted to balance, but body cannot have that kind of the ability because it's a 5 element, it's contradict each other. That's why it can be lose balance, harder to get balance together. So this 5 snake crazy put together that can be calm and be together is very hard. So that's why when we get sick, we cannot respond to each other ourselves. Of course, we can get sick because our body's 5 elements always contradict each other. So no, we don't get sick and we have, you know, body healthy. And so that is incredible. Your butter lump is in the wing, but still butter lump is like, you know, flickering, yeah, it's going, keep going. So that is incredible, right? When cannot stop the butter lump. Same, you know, like our body is incredible going, you know, healthy and still actually this 5 element is contradict each other there. So I think that's why he said not remain quick or submissive, but frequently give trouble to the mind. Of course, the body always give trouble our mind. That's why our mind is always upset. It's, you know, so much dependent on the body too. So hungry, then anger is there together. Yeah.
They call it hangry.
Hungry or hunger, you hungry, they don't, you know, you're someone hungry, the be careful. It's easy to hungry. So body is hungry, then mind is easy to hungry. Same, that's why, but frequently give trouble to the mind. It causes suffering and pain until the mind loses itself control. So at night, in the state of sleep, the mind goes away. See, but the mind put the body in the bed, then he go. So same is like, you know, the terrible kids, and not good to behave kids, so that parents try to sleep and they sleep, then they go to work and does things. So it's body go for sleep and the mind go away, not stay together. At night, the state of sleep, the mind goes away. It is indeed very busy and hard working. Mind is very busy, always hard working, never be even moment become relax and joy. It is clear to me that all my sufferings are caused by it. So he really see clearly his suffering is mind create everything. He recognizes that the mind. Then Jepsin the sing. So Milarepa sing again. Listen to me, young shepherd. So Milarepa then also has really recognized this boy, this discussion is benefit many others. So Milarepa pray to the Buddha Dharma Sangha, like blessing to this boy. And when he's doing these teachings, listen to me, young shepherd. The body is between the consciousness and unconscious state. So this is answer, question, or what is?
Affirmation.
It's a statement.
Statement, right? His body is between, or young shepherd, the body is between the conscious us and unconscious states. While the mind is the crucial and decisive factor. What means that?
The mind is the
Very important.
important piece that decides the
Okay, he who fears suffering in the lower realms is the prisoner of samsara. So mind can fear that, right? Or mind is in the have this created the lower realms and the samsara. Mind created that, yeah? That's correct? Okay, samsara. So mind created all this lower realm and the samsara prisoners. Yet it is the mind that can free you from samsara. So the boy is suffering. He says the mind really created suffering. So Milarepa said the point is yes, mind created all these lower realms. Mind created all this prison of samsara. But mind can free from that, liberate from samsara. Yet it is the mind that can free you from samsara. Surely you wanted to reach the other shore. Other shore is kind of like you wanted to arrive to the nirvana, right?
Yeah.
Other shore is nirvana.
Right. The other side.
Other side, you wanted to free from samsara. Surely you long for the city of well-being and the liberation. What is the city of well-being means?
The city of joy, the city of happiness.
Surely you long for the city of well-being and the liberation. I see. So you must have to have a renunciation. I think Milarepa is sharing is. So you have to renunciation in samsara. You really wanted to liberate, free from samsara. That kind of mind you need, liberation.
Why is the mind also the crucial thing that can free us from samsara? The mind caused the problem, but also it's the solution.
Yeah, mind create the problems, but mind can create nirvana.
How?
Because you can use all these teachings.
With your mind.
You go to
Yeah,
the-
practice. You subdue your mind, create nirvana. So the Saraha says, Saraha is another yogi. He says, mind is wish fulfilling giver. Mind created samsara, mind created nirvana. So then samsara is come from mind, nirvana also come from your mind. That's why samsara and nirvana is inseparable for the realizers. If separate, then it's mind not created, that you have objectively samsara, objectively truly nirvana separate. But when you realize samsara and nirvana is inseparable, reason is because your mind only one goes samsara or goes nirvana. It's one. This is the Saraha says. Mind is a wish fulfilling giver. Create samsara and nirvana. So who can create this samsara and nirvana? Mind can create. That's why it's called just wish fulfilling giver means wish fulfilling giver can create something. Your fear, your desires. So we have a desire samsara. That's why we create already samsara. So now we see these desires are no good. So we have changed our desire, nirvana. So we have to create a nirvana. Then surely long for the city of well-being and liberation. If you desire to go, dear child, I can show the way to you and give you the instructions. So no Milarepa enthusiasm, He's really happy he can do something with this boy. So he said, I can show you, I can help you. So usually Milarepa is hard with dealing, hard with dealing with Milarepa. So other people were always fighting with Milarepa. They don't give you good, sharing is like, I have you, I do you with you. So he's sharing them is like, I don't want you. You don't need to give me any suggestion. Your idea is wrong. So he's telling kind of that way to dealing with other people. So here, Milarepa didn't say, your idea is wrong. I don't need, I can, no, he said, I can help you, I can do with you. Because he recognized the way to you and give you the instruction. He said, I'll give you instruction. The Shifa replied, certainly, dear Lama, I have made up my mind to seek it. So he said, yes, 100% he ready. Milarepa then asked, what is your name? So now they're going to in really discussion. So in Tibet, they usually don't ask what your name. It's you really know a person, then they ask your name. But otherwise, they just you meet what's your name is kind of you wanted to fight. Yeah.
Who's asking?
So,
Wow.
so maybe you say Tashide, like, okay. Then you talk a little more, and then you can say ask names. Like just say, what's your name? Is you ready to fight? It's depending, like culture is changing, right? Everything is changing. So maybe no, it's not that same as before. So also depending, where you are, the different area, locations. So maybe more tourists go area, you can ask easily what are your names. But some tourists don't go, and the remote area don't ask name first. Just first you know a person, and then you really then going to make friend and going to more deeper level connection. Then you ask name. So what is your name? So name also has a truly the name also has some it's connections. In Tibet, the name is not followed by the family's name. So it's a boy, girls get name is from even the before born. Teachers like us there, like doesn't matter. You sometimes they don't know who's boy, girl, but teachers give a name to before born. So it's always can get something connect with the Dharma. So that person has a kind of more patience. You get name is like more related to the patient. The person has more conduct. The names you get kind of more conduct name. So person has more wisdom. Your name is kind of related to the wisdom. So that kind of name is come from the teacher, and then that also connect with your ability. So that's why this Dharma name is your connect with your ability. Always have something connections. That's I recognize, teachers looking to name connect with. So when I get my name is when take a refuge, Khenpo Trashi Samdup. It's very long. Khenpo is everyone get Khenpo. So it's the followed by lineage blessing, Khenpo. And Trashi is auspicious Trashi. Samdup is, wishing accomplishment. Wishing accomplishment, Samdup. So then when I get in monastery, when I get the name is in the refuge, and then when I get in monastery, name is too long. So who write down the name in the monastery, put the recording is they say Khenpo Samdup. They just didn't say Khenpo Trashi Samdup. Trashi is take out. Khenpo Samdup. Then if you go to someone in Gar monastery, so you have to say Khenpo Samdup is the people knows. Khenpo Trashi Samdup only I knows, no one knows. Because I know what my refuge name, so other people no one knows. So they put only Khenpo Samdup.
Are you saying control like German control?
Khenpo,
No.
Khenpo Samdup. So then of course when I started become Khenpo is a Khenpo Samdup. It's too long. Khenpo is the take out Khenpo Samdup. So that's the name. And so it's a name also associated with your accomplishments. And so they also have connections. So I do something good happen. Garcia Rinpoche will say, of course you can do. You are Khenpo Samdup. Samdup accomplishment. So he said that, and that's have connections to you doing something. You accomplishment it's become related to the Dharma. So you're also look to your name and your practice always have some connections there. So that's why Milarepa asked him his name. What is your name? What is this? Sanjay or Sanjay Jab or Sanjay Jab or Jab? Sanjay Jab? How to read that one?
Sanjay is for sure.
Sanjay Jab? Okay, then the Sanjay is Buddha. Sanjay is Buddha. Sang means purified, J means all the refining, qualities, enlightening quality, J. So Sanjay. Jab means under the Buddha's protection. Then Milarepa said, how old are you? He said 16. So thereupon the gypsy give him the teaching of taking refuge. So then Milarepa giving the refuge teaching to him. So Milarepa very happy his name. So his name is Sanjay and Jab is Buddha Dharma's refuge. So that's why he giving refuge. Refuge is a Jab, Here's a Jab means refuge. So Milarepa right away he give refuge to him, teaching, taking refuge. Explain briefly its benefits and significance. He then said, when you get back home this evening, do not stop reciting the prayer, and in the maintain, try to find out which takes refuge, the mind or the body. Tell me the result tomorrow. So Milarepa told him, kept going, practice. And kept going practice. Milarepa explained just refuge, what means refuge, taking refuge. Then when you get home, reciting the prayer, I think he give prayer to practice. So Milarepa asked that practice. And then also find out which takes refuge, your body taking refuge or your mind taking refuge. So he have to research, investigate. So who need, refuge? Body need refuge or your mind need refuge? So we don't think anything this, right? We just take refuge. Yeah, it's good luck for us. Then the mind or body, they tell me the result tomorrow. The next morning, the shifter come and said to Milarepa, "Dear Lama, last night I tried to find out which of these two takes refuge, the body or the mind. I found that it is neither of them. So neither of them, no one take refuge, right? Body didn't take refuge, mind didn't take refuge. Neither of them. So I thought it's our both taking refuge. But he said neither of them. Okay, so then I observe the body first, equal part, each part from the head down to the toes. He has a name. I ask myself, is it the body as a whole which take refuge? So he really investigated the body first. So this meditation is called selflessness of a person. So you investigate each part of your body. It's truly no exist. We're giving the names, but you really investigate no names. The body is no exist. Then who going to take refuge? See, body cannot take refuge. Body is no exist. This meditation is called selflessness of a person. It's also very important meditation. When you have very strong selfish emotions, so really emotion control you, and then you investigate where is this emotion? Look to yourself. Who is emotion? So you are your body or you are your mind. So bodies cannot be you. Because bodies all part of particles truly not exist. Body is not you, then emotions not body. So then you investigate the mind. He said mind also not taking refuge. Mind also not exist. So it's all selflessness of person I and the selfish not exist. Then why we get who is the selfish? Selfish. That mind is not exist. So selfish is not exist. Then emotion is causes of selfish. The emotion also not exist. So you use this method and you can release your emotion and self-grasping. Because self-grasping is based on our body and mind. It's a delusion. This boy research, then that's why self is not exist. Self is no body, self is no mind. Self is not exist, but we don't recognize that. We think self is exist. So strong, pattern, karmic imprint is so strong that delusion is kind of like true to us. That's why we have emotions. So now you meditate, use this method, is you're really destroying selfish. Yeah, self-grasping is like taking the part of pieces and destroying. Self-grasping is not truly I and the self is not exist. That's this boy recognize. It's true, then you have true refuge. True refuge is free from self-grasping, then you are no longer suffering. You have absolute true refuge. I think that's why he's sharing this, equal part from the head down to the toe. As a name, I ask myself, is the body as a whole which takes refuge? It cannot be so because body cannot take refuge, you see. For then the mind, body is always investigate, no exist, the body cannot take refuge. Then body is not safe. then the mind leave the body. The latter no longer exists. See, when we die, so body is dissolved to elements. The mind is leave. Mind is leave, so mind is not exist truly. Mind is not taking refuge. So that point is, this meditation is called selflessness of a person. And we think like 5 aggregates comes together, I and self is exist. But truly I and self is not exist. I and self is, we have only one. So this body has the, mind is be together, it's called 5 aggregates. 5 cannot be 1, 1 cannot be 5. It's logically contradict. So we're not really one, because we have 5 aggregates.
Can you go through those 5 aggregates? So we have
5 aggregates?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what I'm going to...
It's like the body, right?
So think about the 5 aggregates: feeling, consciousness, right? And the mental formats, I think. It's mental formations. Sorwa. Zo is form, sorwa, feeling, zo, sorwa, deshi, consciousness, deshi, desi is gathering. How to call the English? Desi, zo, sorwa, deshi, desi, number shipa. And okay. Do you remember anyone the 5 aggregates?
Yeah, they are form, feelings, perceptions, mental activity, and consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay, so that's called 5 aggregates. Thank you. So this 5 is called, then together is we call I and the self. Okay, these have to gathering together, 5 of these. So no, you have, how many you have I and the self? Only 1. So then this 5 aggregates is not 1. See, you don't have 1 because 5 already. It's 5 aggregates. So that's why I and the self cannot be 1, 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates is compound of phenomena. It's impermanent. That's why I and the self is impermanent. It's a delusion. So even we think it exists truly there, but that is for our temporary perception so strong. Truly they don't exist. That's why bodies cannot be self, minds cannot be self. So you meditate the selflessness of person, you no longer attached to yourself, no fixation to yourself. So you are free from samsara. It cannot be so, for when the mind leave the body, the latter no longer exists. People then call it a corpse, then the corpse, the body. And certainly it cannot be called a refuge seeker. Then you cannot say refuge seeker. Furthermore, when it disintegrate means
to become different parts, to dissolve.
Oh, dissolve, right? Yeah, it's go to dissolve to elements. It cease to be a corpse. Therefore, it cannot be the body which take refuge. Body also dissolve to all these elements and dissolve to the ground. Body cannot take refuge in Buddha. I then ask myself, is it the mind that take refuge? So then he asks himself, mind taking refuge, but the refuge seeker cannot be the mind. As the latter is only the mind and nothing else. So mind also not exist, right? Nothing else there. If one says that the present mind is the rare mind and the succeeding one is the one which take refuge, there will be 2 minds and the names for both. Okay, so I lost here.
It's saying that if if the mind you have now takes refuge.
Yes.
Sorry. The
Present
now
mind
takes
taking refuge.
And then a few moments later,
Oh, that is already past mind.
already past mind.
Yes.
There's a new mind that's taking refuge.
Yeah, new mind.
You have two names. You have the past mind.
Yes.
And you
Present
have the
mind.
mind that took refuge.
Yes.
And there's a division.
Yes. So this, really he investigating. The mind also no exist. Why is mind no exist? Because past mind, present mind, future mind. So you investigate, then past is already gone, no exist. Future is no yet. No past, no future. You don't have present. Present also is really subtle level. Present is no exist. The gross level present is yes. Think about it, you have one year. It's actually we say 1 year. It's like this is 2022. So kind of there, but you really look, no 1 year there. Where is 2022? It's not there. It's month. So then 12 month. Right now we are in the April, right? April already.
Yeah.
So April is which April is which day? Is go to the day. So day is go to the hours. Hours go to minutes. Minutes go to very subtle. No really exist. Day is no exist. Hours no exist. Nothing is exist there. So that kind he investigating. Is it truly is or is not empty? Emptiness not truly exist. The point is.
But we already have an hour past.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh sorry. So we already been long time. So its teaching is interesting. So we can continue tomorrow, and the singers here. So we're going to sing tomorrow. We're going to live here. Then tomorrow continue. So then we can meditate too tomorrow. It's beautiful going this one. If we get time, we can meditate, practice, and the singing, everything tomorrow.
Songs are for the evening.
Then also we have a song seeker tomorrow evening. So we can use Zoom. If you have time, you can come to in the Zoom. Song seeker is tomorrow. It's a kind of more Manjushiri.
7 o'clock.
It's Mexico time, 7 o'clock.
And we changed, so for them it's gonna be 8.
4 hours time is 8.
Tomorrow we change time in Mexico.
For them, 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's tomorrow. We have only 1 hour difference.
Mhm.
So today we have 2 hours difference. Tomorrow only we have 1 hour difference.
Yeah.
So it's good news too. So not your 9 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock. So anyway, your time is we follow by your time. Okay, so I'm going to do dedication and dedication prayer. So your homework is please investigate your mind. And where is your mind is be located? Use that technique what we share. Then come back tomorrow. You can ask questions. Dedication. Dorjen Chang, Delopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pamotropa, Lord Digompa. Please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing of all Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is humble, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Minjushri, the Vero realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantha Bhatta, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I shall bear fruit. By this virtue collected in the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in a rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Great Digompa Rinpoche, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum. Bye everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye, Tashi Dele.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Tashi Delek.
Tashi Delay Khenpo.
Thank you,
Can
Khenpo.
speak Khenpo in Tibetan. Say hello to him in Tibetan.
Thank you.
Tashi Delay. Wow, come on.
Is Gabby Lou still there?
Speak up, speak up. Hello.
Gabby Lou, is Khenpo still on? No.
Yeah, I'm Santosh Kumar Lama.
Are you?
I'm from Nepal.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, everyone. So I think we're going to, who's on Zoom right now? I think we're going to have to confirm the